Hello there. You're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Vungo presenting you today top stories as usual.
General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng received Vientiane party leader. Solar border guards helping local people escape from poverty. And later on, Danish travel platform names top 8 most beautiful places in Vietnam.
Secretary of the Party Committee of Vientiane, thăm is in Vietnam for a working visit from August 9th to 14th.
On August 10th, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng met Secretary of the Party Committee and Chairman of the People's Councils of Vientiane Anuphlap Thonalom. Anuphlap Thonalom congratulated Vietnam on its important and great achievements over recent years under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam. The Laos official thanked Vietnam for the great support and assistance it has given to the party, state and people of Laos, including Vientiane. He affirmed that Vientiane will work with Hanoi to effectively implement the reached agreements between the two sides. For his part, party leader Trọng asserted that Vietnam always attached great importance to the special relationship between Vietnam and Laos and strongly supports land renovation's cause. The party leader appreciated the increasingly effective cooperation between the two capitals. He said he hopes that the Laos capital will continue to work closely with Hanoi and other localities of Vietnam to strengthen cooperation in all fields.
On August 10th, President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc received ambassadors who come to present their credentials.
At a reception for Croatian Ambassador Joseph Asabat, President Phúc said Vietnam wants to boost the traditional friendship cooperation with Kuwait, a leading economic partner of Vietnam in the Middle East. The state leader asked Kuwait to facilitate the export of Vietnamese products such as farm produce, seafood, garment textile, timber products, and spare parts. The ambassador said Kuwait supported Vietnam to be a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for the 2020 to 2021 tenure. He said Kuwait has actively provided scholarships for Vietnamese students and supported Vietnam with socio-economic development. Meeting Israeli Ambassador Jerome Mayer, President Phúc called on the two nations to increase coordination and mutual support at international forums and organizations, as well as organize activities to celebrate the 30th founding anniversary of bilateral diplomatic ties, 1993-2023. Two-way trade hit $2 billion in 2021, a year-on-year rise of 20%. President Phúc said he hoped bilateral trade will increase to $10 billion in the future. Ambassador Jerome Mayer said in the coming time, the two countries are expected to enhance trade ties, especially pushing the conclusion of the Vietnam-Israel Free Trade Agreement.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired the first meeting of the State Steering Committee for National Key Transport Projects in Hanoi on August 10th, during which he requested ministries, sectors, and localities to apply comprehensive measures to speed up the implementation of the projects to expand development space for regions.
Prime Minister Chính noted the country aims to build at least 5,000 kilometers of expressways by 2030. Over the past 20 years, only 1,100 kilometers of expressways have been constructed, which means the task for the country until 2030 is heavy. He underlined the need to deal with weaknesses during the implementations of the projects, along with the effective settlement of arising problems. The government leader asked ministries, sectors, and localities to set up their own steering committees for the implementations of national key transport projects, while regularly inspecting, evaluating, and organizing acceptance for the completed projects. The Prime Minister noted that the capital for national key transport projects is 734 trillion Vietnam dong, $31.38 billion, of which over 500 trillion Vietnam dong, or $21.37 billion, are for expressways. Meanwhile, localities were asked to speed up resettlement and ground clearance activities. As the petrol prices have reduced to the level recorded before the conflict in Ukraine, The Prime Minister asked construction material suppliers to consider adjusting materials prices to share difficulties with businesses and people.
The question and answer session as part of the 14th session of the 15th National Assembly Standing Committee started on August 10th with questions on issues under the management of the Public Security Ministry.
Questions focus on state management over cybersecurity and the building of a national database on population. Minister of Public Security General Thăm stressed the need for each individual to protect personal information, especially on the cyberspace. Lam said the Ministry of Public Security has implemented a number of solutions, firstly building and perfecting the legal corridor on personal data protection. According to him, the ministry is dealing with thousands of attacks on the national population database system, with many from outside the country. In the field of culture, sports and tourism, questions focused on the implementation of policies and laws that aim to make tourism a spearhead economic sector, tasks and solutions to boost tourism recovery after COVID-19. Concluding the session, the National Assembly Standing Committee issued a resolution on the session, which will be the foundation for the implementation and supervision of related activities.
The 6th Court Conference of Laos, Vietnamese, Cambodian border provinces opened in Vientiane on August 10th.
In his opening speech, Laos Deputy Prime Minister Khepham said the event did not only enable participants to share lessons in fighting transnational crimes and judicial assistance, but also help Laos carry out two national agendas on dealing with economic financial difficulties and drug issues. Chief Justice of the Vietnam Supreme People's Court, Nguyễn Hòa Bình, urged judicial agencies of the three countries to further strengthen cooperation as the fight against crimes and the settlement of civil disputes across the border remain complicated. During the two-day events, delegates are due to look into the implementation of the joint statement of the 5th conference in 2018 and solutions to combat transnational crimes and offer mutual judicial assistance, thus reaching consensus on the coordination plan in the coming time.
The Hanoi Railway Transport JSC or Haraco has announced that it will run extra passenger trains on the Hanoi-Lào Cai route starting from September to meet the rising demand to the resort town of Sapa.
There are currently only passenger trains running at the weekends. From September the 5th, services from Hanoi to Lào Cai will be available on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Trains will depart from Hanoi Railway Station at 10 p.m. and arrive at Lào Cai Railway Station at 6:05 a.m. From Lào Cai to Hanoi, services will be available on Wednesdays and Sundays, starting from September 7th. Trains will leave Lào Cai at 9:30 p.m. and drop off passengers at Hanoi Station at 5:25 a.m. According to the Hanoi Railway Transport Joint Stock Company, more trains will be also put into service on the routes connecting Hanoi with Vinh in Nghệ An Province and Đồng Hới in Quảng Bình Province between August the 31st and September the 4th.
Over recent years, in addition to protecting border security, the young soldiers of Sơn La Province Border Guard have also conducted programs to improve local people's living standards.
That is the goat herd of Cẩm Văn Khoan's households in Hiếp Village, Trường Khương Commune, Sông Mã District. The goats were provided to the households by border guards in Trường Khương Commune, who are carrying out a program to help local people earn more from livestock.
Cho gia đình em 4 con dê.
My family is in difficult circumstances. Fortunately, we were given 4 goats, which has now increased to 7. When the herd grows, I will sell some to raise my children and to pay their school fees. I would like to express my gratitude to the border guards.
Since 2017, the Trường Khương Border Guard Station, together with the Jewish Union of Trường Khương Commune, have presented 60 goats to aid local households facing difficulties.
We have mobilized officers and soldiers from the station, as well as the commune Jewish Union, to join hands in conducting the program. Its implementation over the course of 5 years shows that it can help people escape from poverty.
The program has proven to be suitable with the local mountainous terrain, where goats can easily find fodder. Some of the households given support have already escaped from poverty, and their economic conditions have become much better.
Travel booking platform Bookmundi from Denmark has named the 8 most beautiful destinations in Vietnam.
According to the travel booking platform, Ninh Bình, the former location of the Hollywood blockbuster Kong Skull Island in 2016, has been dubbed Hạ Long Bay on land. Cú Lao Chàm Island, which is a cluster of 8 islands recognized by UNESCO as a World Biosphere Reserve, is the second name by the Danish travel platform. In Vietnam's far north, it said, Sapa is popular among people who love mountain climbing and pristine landscapes. Hạ Long Bay regularly appears on lists of outstanding destinations in Vietnam. Straddling the north of the Trường Sơn mountain range, Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng is one of the most beautiful national parks in Vietnam. It is home to Sơn Dong, the world's largest cave, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Unknown to many foreign visitors, Ba Bể National Park boasts spectacular landscapes. Cat Ba National Park, recognized as a World Biosphere Reserve, is also an ideal destination for nature lovers, is suggested. Last but not least, with a coastline stretching some 12 kilometers, Mũi Né offers a wonderful space to relax, the travel booking platform from Denmark noted.
To celebrate the Vietnam-Laos Friendship Year 2022, the Hanoi Vientiane photo exhibition was opened in Hanoi on August 10th.
The event contributes to strengthening exchange and tightening the relationship between the two parties and states. On display are typical products and specialties from craft villages of Hanoi and Vientiane, along with images of famous destinations of the two countries, and those symbolizing the fruitful cooperation and relationship between the two countries. Many Laos enterprises operating in agricultural production, auto parts, handicrafts, consumer goods production, and textiles are also introducing their products at the event.
After 2 years of stagnation due to COVID-19, this year's summer season has given a much-needed boost to Vietnam's tourism sector, putting the target of catering to 100 million domestic travelers within reach. Tourists are returning to famous hotspots.
Holidaymakers have flocked to Thăm Sơn Beach in the central province of Thanh Hóa. Accommodation and restaurants in the area are packed with domestic tourists and overloaded on weekends.
There was a time when our restaurant was packed with diners. We had to arrange staff and prepare menus while working closely with travel companies during the peak season to provide tourists with the best services possible.
Smart tourism management has been enhanced during summer peak. Some 150 cameras have been installed around Sầm Sơn city, helping local authorities address comments and complaints from tourists in a timely manner.
In a bid to prevent local tourism from buckling under the pressure, Sầm Sơn City has joined hands with tourism associations and hotels to publicize hotel occupancy on social media and the city website.
Renowned holiday destinations such as Da Nang, Nha Trang, and Phu Quoc Island have also recorded a surge in tourist numbers. That is great news for the industry, but ill-prepared service providers will face the wrath of holidaymakers, and there should be solutions for the problem.
Travel companies and hotel and restaurant owners have been working hard as travel demand rises. In addition to enhancing the quality of tourism staff, we are also planning to lengthen the peak season and have 2 domestic tourism seasons each year.
Vietnam catered to over 70 million tourists in the first 7 months of this year, the highest number since the pandemic ended. Observers have said, however, that domestic tourism faces an unsustainable recovery due to the lack of holiday breaks in the year.